Hello everyone, this is Bryce. Before I start this video, well not video, it's more of a podcast, as I say a few times in it. It has no name other than broadcast at this moment, and I think I've set a firm schedule now to twice a week, once on Sunday and once on Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided. Um, but it'll just be me for the most part, and I may have a guest on every now and then if I can find one. And it'll run anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. I'll try to keep something in the background. I'll record some gameplay or something and put it in the background just to keep people entertained. Or I'll just leave it blank with an antenna, radio tower, or something in the background. Who knows? But yes, it's going to be a Sunday and a Wednesday or Thursday upload. And I'm going to start doing this more reliably, more frequently now. And it'll be better quality than this. I was recording in my car. This is from my personal microphone I have in my little office, so with no further ado, here is the video. Take care and have a good day.
Hello, this is Bryce, your wonderful host of this week's podcast called The Broadcast. Fancy name, I know. I don't know if I'm going to keep that name or if I'm going to do something else. And actually, we're live from my car. I'm driving all the way to about 2 towns north, just because I left my keys at work. So, in order to get to my mailbox, which is a town south, I have to go 2 towns north. Oh gosh, it's wonderful. So, I've listened to basically all my CDs several hundred times, and I've got a slight, well, I shouldn't say slight, I've got a really bad effing headache right now. We're taking my ibuprofen. Doesn't help that I'm stopped up. Doesn't help that it's getting pretty cold. I don't know the exact temperature, but it's freeze your balls off cold, basically. And it was sprinkling. I guess that stopped. Oh, well. Oh gosh. So, today, I don't know if I want to structure this. This is probably going to be a weekly show, if not twice a week. And I'm just going to talk about random stuff. Stuff that I like, stuff that's been good, stuff that's been bothering me, stuff in the news that's pertinent. There goes my country accent. So, today I'm going to talk about something that irks me the most. Internet speeds, gotta love it. I play on Xbox One, and 5 years ago, we had AT&T. I think the most that they allowed like the data allowance for a month was 500 gigabytes. Back then, I was like, I'm never going to use that much. We would only come close to, I'd have my Xbox, my mom and sister, me, and the step-siblings would have their phones and laptops and whatnot, and we would only come to about 250, 300 gigabytes a month, which is not bad, shockingly. I'm a YouTube-aholic, Netflix-aholic. Everyone in the house was, and we only ran it up to 250, 300 gigabytes, which is amazing. That was 5 years ago. Now, it's just my Xbox One, my phone, my mom's phone, my sister's phone, my laptop, and we ran about 561 gigabytes this time around. I'm like, what the hell happened? I didn't feel like we used it much more, and it's just But I blame Xbox One games. That's what I'm blaming today, because I recently downloaded the Division, which I got on sale for like $45 for the full game and season pass, which I'm like, yay! Because I have so much to complete now. The process of going from district to district in New York and just finding everything, completing every mission. I think that's where the headache came from. Stay up to like 12 last night playing. I am grinding the hell out of that game. I went from starting the game on, was it Wednesday? Starting the game Wednesday night till last night. I am level 18, and I'm rank 8 in the dark zone. So I'm like, yay! I'm getting off topic. Going from the 500 gigabyte data limit to we have like 1,200 right now. So basically 1.2 terabytes worth of data allowance, which that's still not a lot. My Xbox One holds 2 terabytes. So basically, if I were to go hog wild and download all the games that I'm able to onto my Xbox One, I'd probably run that limit. I've been playing Xbox for several years. But another thing, it irks me. I've noticed there are times a day that the internet decides to say, "Hey, I see you're having fun here, but guess what? I'm going to slow way down just to piss you off." And it does that every time, especially on the weekends, or if I'm taking a day off because work. Yeah, I have like a lot of days accumulated for annual leave, so I'm like, well, I don't want to take a day off. My doctor's not here. I'm like, screw you guys. I'm going home. But I've noticed almost every single day, anywhere from 11 to 2, the internet will drop. I'm talking about drop like a hot potato. It is scary, and even on the weekends, I don't know why. Also, if you're playing really early in the morning, like 3, then yeah, it'll do the same thing. I don't pull those all-night game binges anymore. Gosh, I'm getting too old for that. But even at my dad's house, me and him will play Battlefield. We actually did play Battlefield about last time I was over there, and several times we would clip through every building. We would botch or reload. We would crouch when we were running straight ahead, just because the game lagged out and it dropped our inputs. We're like, oh. So after a while, we quit because we were playing with 64 players, us being 2 of them, so 62 players, and it was a mess. It was fun, but it was a mess. We lost because of that. That's the funny thing, because the last kill was me. We ran out of reinforcements right when I died, and I wouldn't have died if that mortar, didn't come down on me, because I was crouching when I was supposed to be running. That time it wasn't me, and I could be just blaming nothing. But internet providers, especially AT&T, please speed up your access. Seriously. While I was downloading the Division, I saw I think it was an uptime of 7 megabits, 6. I think the most was at 6. Then it dropped straight down to 3 right before my eyes. I was sitting here thinking, and I want to get to level 30 before the weekend's out, so thanks. Great. Moving from one subject to another. Movies. I don't know, I'm just moving pretty fast today, yeah. I haven't really seen any good movies lately. I've been wanting to get a lot of movies because I love, just, if it's not in the theater, I love just grabbing a disc and just plopping down at the house and watching through it. Movie theaters, I'm less inclined to, bring out my phone, go on Twitter or YouTube or anything like that. That's why I hate about home movie experiences. There's always that distraction because you don't have to be courteous to anybody. It's your family or it's just yourself, so you can just bring out your phone and play as much as you want. So there is really, really no reason to be courteous. The theater, you have like hundreds, and the theater we have, I think it's up to 100 seats, 50. I can't remember. I didn't count. But you bring your phone out, or you iPhone users, you and your stupid little flash when you get a text message. God, that's so effing annoying. Sit in the middle of the theater, just chilling, watching the movie. Then out of the corner of your eye, you see 4 or 5 little flashes just blinding you, and you see spots throughout the rest of the movie. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You're the one I'm angry at. Guess what? You're on my list. What list? I don't know. I guess if I had a death note, I would probably write your name in there, but I wouldn't know your name, I guess. Speaking of Death Note, if you watch it, please stop after the first half. you will thank me later. But the home movie experience, it isn't that great, especially if you're at home and you just have a regular TV and everyone else is making their noise in the background. Mom, what am I supposed to do about this? And all this other stuff, and it's crazy. It is crazy. But in the theater, everyone's meant to be quiet unless it's those epic moments when you go, whoa, or ah, or ah. And scary movies, I don't mean to stereotype, but everyone that I've seen, there's always this group of black people. And they're sitting, either in the very front or in the middle. Our theater, I sit in the very back just because I don't like people behind me. It's just this fear I have. And there may be, several people, black, white, Asian, everywhere, but there's always this one group of black people that will either sit like in the very front or in the center of, or the far left middle, that when something happens you will hear a collective scream, people jumping up, and it's popcorn flying, and it is amazing. I'm one of those people that do that, though. That's why I never order popcorn during a horror movie, because I know if something scary happens, I am tossing that shit and I am running. That's the reason. That's kind of the reason why I stopped watching scary movies. I think the last one. Gosh, when was the last one? In theaters, I think it was Mama, which, looking back, it wasn't very scary, but that was ages ago. Oh gosh, what was that? 2013, 14? I don't know off the top of my head. That is wow. I feel old now, but I was actually just cowering the entire movie just because it scared the crap out of me. Was it that scary? No, it wasn't. The one before that was The Conjuring. Oh gosh, I didn't sleep the rest of the night because it was The Conjuring, the last movie I did see. So why did I say Mama? That was like 2000 and I can't remember when that movie came out. But I went to our little mall, the theater in the mall, about a city or two over. I went with my then girlfriend at the time, and I never lived that down. And at that time, we lived right on the lake. So we were surrounded by trees, surrounded by the woods, and then we had this ominous lake in our backyard, basically. It's the biggest lake in this area. I'm not giving too much away because I don't want people to find me. That would be scary. But basically, I did not sleep. I heard every little noise, and it didn't help that we had cats at the time. We still do, but and they made any little noise they could just to bother me. And I didn't get any cell signal out there, or very good cell signal, so there I was cowering. I was sitting in my room with the blankets like right up to my nose, and I was like a 20-year-old kid, not kidding, guy. I was 20 years old, covering behind the blankets. If that says anything, I don't know what does. It was not funny, but it was funny, so I'll give it that, yeah. I think that's the last scary movie I have seen. That topic went totally, just went nowhere. Went from the home movie experience to movies in the theater, to courtesy, to the fact being I'm one of those people that will throw their popcorn up in the air and run out of the movie theater like a scared little bitch. Yeah, it went from there. And on the subject of cats, since I just mentioned that, cats are a great animal to keep, especially if you're like me and you work a lot. They don't care. The ones I have are needy little bastards, so they're yes, I said bastards because I don't think they know their father. They were born out of wedlock. Oh gosh. But cats, they are great animals for the person who works all the time because food, water, cat litter box, they're set. A few toys, they're set. Or a box. Bring a box home from work. Um, get a carton of Dr. Peppers, empty them out in your fridge, and then put the box down for them to play in. They're fine. As soon as I walk in, though, I have a mob of 3 cats that just decide to jump me because they're saying, "Hey, where have you been? What? Love me now." And they will trip me trying to get me to love them. And it's cute, but it's annoying at the same time because as soon as I lay down on my bed or the couch, Claire, my oldest cat, she will just jump on me, sit on my chest, and say, "No, no, don't move." She'll have her claws right there at my neck. She's saying, "You move, you're going to die." I think that's kind of cute. She's forcing me to love her, but it's kind of scary at the same time because she was the meanest one of them all, but now she's changed. She's a nicer cat now. It's great. And then we have Edgar. He is a very fickle cat. The thing with him, he was very skittish when he was younger. I don't know why. We got him when he was a kitten. And he's been skittish ever since. We haven't done anything to him. Claire has basically raised him. And he's this giant cat. Oh gosh, from I'd say 3 feet long if you stand him straight up, or 2.5 feet long if you stand him straight up. That's from his butt to the top of his head, and that's kind of scary. And so now he'll want you to love on him, pet on him and everything, but on his time. And he decides that time is either, when you're doing something like washing the dishes, or when I'm recording something. I have my own recording set up at the house. I have my own microphone and everything. I do amateur voice work, which it's gone nowhere in the past year. Yay me. But every time I try to record something, I hear meow, meow, meow. I'm sitting here thinking, you had all the chances today just to, say, "Hey, Bryce, pet me." But you decide to say, now, at this moment, when it's the most inconvenient time, to say, "Hey, love me." Greedy little bastard. And then there's Oscar, our youngest. His mother was run over when he was still the tiniest little kitten ever. So Mom picked him up and said, "Hey, I couldn't just leave him out there." And I was pissed. Yeah, we didn't need another cat, but I understand what she said. We couldn't leave him out there, so he's a bastard too. We have to get him snipped because he's very aggressive. Gotta save another $150. Yay! He's a good cat. He's very soft and lovable. But if you piss him off, you better run. Oh crap, how long has this been going on? I'm almost to that town where I have to get my keys at. Not dropping names because I don't want anyone to know where I'm at. Well, if it's any indication... Gosh, my throat hurts, my nose is stopped up. Before I go with this little mini broadcast, I have no idea what I want to call it. I want to leave y'all with a book recommendation. It is a good book. I read it on a road trip about a few years ago. I'm going to reread it before I get the rest of the trilogy. It's the first book it's the first of this trilogy by Felix J. Palma. A Map of Time. Basically, it's an amazing book that throws time travel on its head. The main character is H.G. Wells, so if that is any indication of what happens, it's a good book. And it's pretty cheap if you get off Amazon or Books A Million. It is a cheap book, so I would highly recommend it for anybody who enjoys, steampunk, science fiction, anything like that. Or if they just enjoy the time travel, the idea of time travel, because it just throws it on its head. I will say that it's one of the better books I've read in a while. And I also have a few other books I still have to finish, and I'll give my recommendation on them if they are good. So that rounds out today. Oh, it's been 18 minutes. Shit. Okay, that rounds out today in the broadcast. So have a good weekend. Recover from your Black Friday wounds. Today is November the 26th, though. Have a good weekend. See you in a few days, I hope, if I get another recording out. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.